Hi there. I think I'll just do a video. I did try and do this video, but someone called, so I had to answer. I could have just left it, but what is done is done. But I'll do it again. And this video is really about what controls and what dictates society. You know, I sometimes put a few video of our pictures at the start of the videos, you know, that might be of interest, like I did 5G and. But yeah, I want to talk about this here, the Illuminati. I want to talk about what the Illuminati is. My dad says to me that the Illuminati is, he said, the illumined ones. It's the illumined ones. And, you know, when you do your research on the Illuminati, as I've done, you realise that there's nothing illumined about the Illuminati. The Illuminati is basically a demonic energy system. Everything's energy. And we create it. So it manifested through us, through mixed emotions, distorted emotions. This is science fact, that everything works by energy and how energy works. So I'm just repeating what science says. But yeah, that's what it is at its core. And then it manifests itself, forms itself in what we call the 1%. And the 1% at the top of the pyramid is Bill Gates, the World Health Organization, the mass media, but it's that which controls the mass media and all these different things. So it's a handful, and that controls society. You know, corporations, record companies. It all comes from finance, which is dictated at the top. So this is how they can control celebrities. They control the fame world. They can control music, right? Because they have the money at the top. And that's why you see the majority of celebrities you're seeing is now putting posts on Twitter about coronavirus are speaking absolute nonsense. They don't even do you know that according to experts, coronavirus, if you can hear that, that's just I've got cats and they've got kittens and they're communicating. But do you know that coronavirus has never been isolated properly? And when I say isolation means not mixed in with other genetic fluids and material like they did with COVID-19. This is according to Dr. Andrew Kaufman. But what they're meant to do is they're meant to scientifically purify it so that it's only the virus now, 100% the virus. According to Dr. Andrew Kaufman, and it's been proven that he's speaking the truth now. I'm seeing more and more people saying that he really, and all he did was look at the original papers, but they never did that. And according to Dr. Andrew Kaufman, they never satisfied. There's a certain criteria a virus has got to meet, different levels, and it never met any of it. Never satisfied it. So, hoax. But all these hoaxes come from the top, and the Sheeple buy right into it. The Sheeple, they buy in. Everything comes from the top. And how the system orchestrates society is you control all music, you control all fame, and you get the Sheeple to worship the celebrities, and you play a game of divide and rule. Anyone that's not following celebrities or the mainstream thing, you're crazy, when actually you're actually more intelligent. You're actually more authentic and more real and more expanded in your consciousness. And what they're doing, and this is happening just now, they're getting the mask wearers that don't do any research to attack those that aren't wearing the masks. I bet you most of the mask wearers couldn't even tell you what the most protective mask is for any infection. It's actually called the N95 mask, which has a 95% protection rate. The surgical mask, which is the model that most people get when they go into shops or whatever, has only a 5% protection rate. So what are shops saying you got to wear them for when you go in? You're not going to stop nothing. And also, when you're breathing, when we breathe out, it's common sense that when we breathe out, our body naturally carries toxins from foods we've ate the night before, and when we breathe out, it's toxins that we breathe out, and then we breathe in. The whole point is to get rid of that and to breathe in fresh air. When you've got a mask on like that, you because it's so close to you, you can't get rid of it, so you're breathing it back in. And what this will produce. And my mum has to wear a mask because she goes to hospital every other day for dialysis, kidney trouble, regarding diabetes, and she's got to wear a mask, and she's getting a cold now. Not COVID-19, these masks. So that's what like I say, the system at the top, the 1%, dictates it all. And the idea is like what's happening. Like the picture I had at the start of this video, the conspiracy theorists were right. The mad conspiracy theorists were right after all. Vaccines, AI, cashless society. David Icke predicted it all 30 years ago. That's why now when he does a London Reel, that's a program on YouTube. When he does a live stream with them, it's the biggest live stream in the world. And that's why Brian Rose, the presenter from London Reel, is getting him on for a fifth time. I think it's the fifth time this year. Because it's the biggest live stream. People want to listen to him now. Because they know that he's not so mad as they thought. But regarding society, that's how the system orchestrates it. They divide you. The whole point of dividing you is so that if you divide you got some awake people. You've always had that all through history, is awake people and stupid people and sheeple. The sheeple. And the idea is to make the sheeple pressure the other ones to conform. That's why they divide you. So it's a pressure game. You always see it. It's always dividing. And that's because to pressure you to conform to their way. That's the whole point of dividing. And I'm an admin of a group on Facebook, and I had people attacking me because I was saying that it's child abuse to force your child to wear masks, and they're bad for you. Like I say. And this woman said, oh, that's been disproved. No, it's not. And that's an example of... See, people on comments on Facebook, on social media, speak the biggest load of rubbish ever. The trolls don't do any research. They don't know what they're talking about. They don't know what they're speaking about. And yet they open their moronic mouth. When what they should be doing in this time that we're in, because we're in a war right now, this is a spiritual war. What the sheeple and the trolls should be doing is doing their research before opening their ignorant gobs about things they don't know about, right? I do my research, right? Every day I do research on different things. I watch doctors every day talking about what's going on and different subjects, and so I'm educated on what I'm talking about. Over the years, I started for me an unexpected spiritual awakening just under 10 years ago. Then I came into other information, and I speak about all different subjects now, but the doctor stuff and the medical information is from... I watch some retired doctors, some not retired doctors, some independent scientists, some independent doctors on YouTube, on the internet. Some of them got websites as well. And so I educate myself all the time. So I know what I'm talking about. Right? But these idiots that go on social media and just call you an idiot and everything for saying what is factual by doctors. See, these trolls would argue with doctors. They're that stupid, they would argue with doctors. And when you're arguing with me about the face masks, I'm just repeating what doctors have said. But you're repeating what politicians are saying, not doctors. If you're talking about the World Health Organization, remember the World Health Organization is funded by Bill Gates. Lovely man. And no one believes in Bill Gates. That's why the BBC have launched a promotion campaign, because no one likes him, no one believes in him. Right? Someone said that he's suspect. No, he's not suspect, he's a psychopath. He's demonically possessed. You can see that because you look at the guy from the 90s and completely different guy. He's demonically possessed. That's not Bill Gates. right? He is under demonic attack. He's not that's not Bill Gates anymore. You can hear my cats. We've actually got older kittens that we're selling soon, and we've actually got the other mother cat we've got, which is the daughter of the first mum, has got kittens herself. And she got one that's a really tiny runt. And but this might be tiny, but it's running about all over the place, and she can't control it. That's why you can hear her. But yeah, that's how the system controls society. But I just wish the trolls would do a bit of research. I mean, I made the mistake yesterday of trying to get back to one of them, and this guy was really crazy. I said, he called me a sheep, and I said, well, you're the one that's conforming to the politicians and doing what they're saying. And he said, no, they're conforming to me. By that time, I realised this guy's, you know, a right fool. Just, you get these idiots and they hide behind their phone or whatever, or the computer or whatever, and just speak the biggest load of rubbish on the internet. The trolls. And all they do, they go on famous people's pages, you know, and they don't even know them, and they're saying things about them. They go on pages like Dr. Batar. I watch a doctor called Dr. I think it's Rashid Batar, and he gets trolls and he says, what's the point in doing that? See, the thing is, we're in a spiritual war right now. And what are you going to say, you trolls, in 30 years? What are you going to say that you did in this war? Whatever happens, what are you going to say that you did? Are you going to say you made a difference? Or are you going to say, oh, I just trolled people that were trying to make a difference? Because that's all you're doing. You're just trolling and being a pest to those that are trying to make a difference. You know, and like David Icke says that if more people would make their contribution instead of undermining those that are trying to do that, then the world would be a better place. And I just wish that as well. I wish the sheeple would, you know, if the sheeple would actually, instead of attacking me, if the sheeple would do that against the system, oh God, imagine that. That would be a big turnaround. But that's what the system will be scared of, actually. They will have that in the back of their minds. But, you know, but that's the game they play, divide and rule. Black Lives Matter, you're seeing it just now with that. Black Lives Matter is actually funded by the 1%. This is actually true, you can look it up. It's funded by the 1% to do what it's doing. They've beaten up peaceful protesters. They've trashed shops. They've taken down history and all sorts of crazy things. Defund the police. Who are you going to call when you're in trouble? You know. That's why that copper killed the guy. It's all organised. You see. That's why the police were there was even videos put on YouTube of mobile phones of the police leaving cars with bricks in them and open the boot up so they could get the bricks. So it all comes from the top. And sometimes the bottom don't even know that they're doing everything that's been orchestrated because they're so brainwashed. You brainwash someone enough like they are, and they'll do what you want them to do. That's the thing. And I think I'm just going to leave it there. For latest updates and videos, etc., news, I have a website. And my website address is www.lovelightfamily.com. Thank you for watching and listening.